need you to pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you, because once you see the pattern, you can't unsee it. In 1896, a man named Ingersoll Lockwood wrote a book called 1900. The Last President. In this book, a political outsider wins the presidency against stiff opposition. New York City erupts in chaos. Protests break out specifically on Fifth Avenue. The wealthy fear for their safety. Socialists and anarchists threaten the republic. Sound familiar? Fast forward to 2016. Donald Trump, a political outsider, wins the presidency. New York City erupts in chaos. Protests break out on Fifth Avenue, right outside Trump Tower. The exact street mentioned in a book written 120 years earlier. But here's where it gets even stranger. The same author, Ingersoll Lockwood, also wrote children's books about a character called Barron Trump, a wealthy boy who lives in Castle Trump, has a massive brain, and whose adventures begin in Russia. Donald Trump's son, named Barron Trump. Donald Trump in the 1980s used the pseudonym John Barron. Coincidence? Now, let me tell you something most people don't know. When Nikola Tesla died in 1943, the FBI seized all of his materials. Documents, research, inventions, everything. And who did they give to review Tesla's work? Donald Trump's uncle, John G. Trump. An MIT professor. Tesla had spoken publicly about time travel, about manipulating time and space, about technology that could change reality itself. The FBI and CIA claimed they returned everything to Tesla's nephew, but many researchers believe they kept the most sensitive materials. The dangerous stuff, the reality-altering technology. So here's my question. Did someone read the script? Did someone know what was coming because they had access to knowledge we don't? Or here's an even crazier thought. What if they didn't just read the future? What if they changed it? Because let me introduce you to something called the Mandela effect. The Mandela effect is when large groups of people remember something differently from how it actually is. And it's named after Nelson Mandela. Why? Because thousands of people around the world, including prominent figures, remember Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s. They remember the funeral, the news coverage, the mourning, South Africa in chaos. But Mandela didn't die in prison. He was released in 1990. He became president in 1994. He died in 2013. So, how do thousands of people share the exact same false memory? Some say it's just confusion, bad memory, misinformation. But others believe something far more sinister, that reality itself has been altered. That timelines have shifted, that someone with access to Tesla's technology. Technology about manipulating time and space has been playing with the fabric of reality. And if that sounds too crazy, ask yourself this. Why is it called the Mandela effect? Out of all the false memories people have, why is this the one that became famous? Why is Nelson Mandela, the man groomed by the Oppenheimers, the man who became the symbol of the new South Africa, at the center of a phenomenon about altered reality? Coincidence? Let me bring this home to South Africa, because the same pattern of control exists right here. We are told Nelson Mandela spent 27 years on Robben Island, a political prisoner, a freedom fighter who sacrificed everything. But here's what we're not told. From 1986, Mandela was no longer on the island. He was staying at one of the Oppenheimer houses, being groomed, being prepared, being taught how to lead the new South Africa in a way that protected certain interests.
The Oppenheimers,
one of the wealthiest families in the world. Diamond Empire, mining empire, and they're the ones who prepared Mandela for presidency. And what happened after 1990? Did the elites lose power? Did wealth get redistributed? No. The elites got richer. Black and white. The same families. The same networks. Just with new black faces added to the table. Thabo Mbeki opened the economy for outsiders. South Africa grew 4 to 7% during his term. The rand was 5 rands to $1. Foreign investment poured in. And who benefited? The same people who were rich before. Oh, and by the way, Where did Thabo Mbeki get his education? The United Kingdom. The country that colonized South Africa. The country that still had deep business interests here. Coincidence?
Now let's talk about Cyril Ramaphosa.
Cyril was groomed before Thabo even took over. The Oppenheimers took him to school. Literally. They prepared him, shaped him, invested in him like you invest in a stock. And how did Cyril get rich? B. Black economic empowerment. The system designed to redistribute wealth to black South Africans. But here's how it actually worked. White-owned companies gave Cyril shares. He used his political influence to secure state tenders for those companies. Bidvest, MTN, many others. He wasn't empowering black people. He was enriching himself while helping white capital secure government contracts. It was the perfect scam. Legal, politically correct, and extremely profitable. But then something went wrong. Jacob Zuma became president, and Zuma went off script. For the first time in South African history, white people were toy-toying against a black president. Think about that. The same people who supported apartheid were suddenly protesting in the streets. Why? Because Zuma was empowering the wrong black people, not the approved ones. Not the groomed ones, not the ones who would protect white capital. Yes, there was corruption, massive corruption. But Zuma also did something nobody talks about. He gave millions of people ARVs. Antiretrovirals, life-saving HIV medication. Millions of South Africans were dying from AIDS. And the elite didn't care. But Zuma rolled out treatment on a scale never seen before. He empowered black people through corruption. Yes, but he empowered them. And that was the real crime. So what did they do? They used the media. The media, which is white-owned, shaped the narrative. They made Zuma the villain, the corrupt president, the laughingstock, the danger to democracy. And if you don't believe the media has that power, go read about De Beers, the diamond company that used media campaigns to convince the entire world that diamonds are rare, valuable, and necessary for love. Diamonds aren't rare, they're actually quite common. But through media manipulation, De Beers changed the value of diamonds forever. A diamond is forever. One of the most successful propaganda campaigns in human history. The same media that sold you diamonds sold you a narrative about Zuma. Now, let's talk about Cyril's return. The mature investment was ready to cash in, but there was a problem. Nkosazana Dlamini Zuma, Jacob Zuma's ex-wife, was also running for ANC president. So what did they do? They gave Cyril 1 billion rands to campaign. 1 billion for an internal party election. Not national elections, not local elections. An internal ANC vote. What do you need 1 billion rands for to convince a few thousand ANC delegates? The money came from influential business people. We know this. The public protector tried to force disclosure. And what happened? The courts blocked it.
The judiciary, supposedly
Independent, protected the secrecy, protected the elite, protected Cyril. And now, here we are. Cyril is president. The new is in place. The DA is silent. The elite are protected, and we're still struggling for water, electricity, jobs. Do you see the pattern? Trump was predicted in a book from 1896. Tesla's technology ended up with Trump's uncle. The Mandela effect is named after the man groomed by the Oppenheimers. Mandela himself was shaped by those same elites. And Mbeki was educated by the colonizers. Cyril was groomed by capital. Zuma went off script and was destroyed. The media controls the narrative. The courts protect the elite. Is everything staged? Are the Rothschilds controlling global finance? Are the Oppenheimers controlling South Africa? Are monarchies installed by design? Is the Vatican using religion to keep us docile? Did someone alter reality itself using Tesla's technology? Is that why thousands of people remember a different timeline? Are we sheep? non-thinkers, pawns in a game we don't even know we're playing. I don't have all the answers, but I have questions. And so should you. Because once you see the pattern, the grooming, the control, the media manipulation, the court protection, the elite networks that span generations and continents, the phenomenon named after the very man at the center of South Africa's elite grooming, you can't unsee it. So here's what I want you to do. Think critically, question everything, follow the money, ask who benefits, and ask yourself, if they can make thousands of people remember a false death, what else can they make you believe? This is Mzansi Real Talk, and the truth is stranger than fiction. Stay woke.